Hey there, good morning, fellas, or should we be saying good afternoon? Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Sorry for the delay. I forgot to mention on yesterday's show, but I did send out the tweet today. I got to go do parent observation at my son's school today, so that was a lot of fun seeing what the 2-year-old is up to on a daily basis at the school, which also gives me a time to go ahead and remind you that on Wednesday we get to do the same thing for our 4-year-old. So next Wednesday's show will be around this same time, 11:30-ish a.m. Eastern time. And again, appreciate you guys being flexible with me. We're going to go ahead and make sure we recap yesterday. That I've got 2 NBA same-game parlays for you, one over on FanDuel, one over on BetMGM. And then, of course, we'll be joined by Matt here in a little bit. We'll talk some Premier League, 10 games this week in the Premier League. Matt and I will break them on down to you and, of course, give you leans and bets in every single game as well. So starting with that recap, just didn't quite go our way yesterday there in the FA Cup. We, of course, had 3 bets. We, of course, put a half a unit on every single one. Forrest on that team total. Just, quite frankly, really piss poor finishing. Most notably by Awani. He was getting a little bit of my frustration, or I should say most of my frustration. They were in good positions to score, just the finishing, absolutely, wasn't there at all. So Forrest was unable to cover that team total, and in fact, they didn't score any goals in that match up against Manchester United. We did get that Liverpool money line and under 4.5. I told you that was going to be one of the plays that we were likely going to add when we saw lineups. That one had more to do. I mean, certainly having Virgil van Dijk on the field was certainly a big plus on that one. But it more to do with like Southampton's lineup. Did you see what Southampton rolled out there? Boy, did they rest a lot of their attacking players. So you add that, you get to the stability in the back with Liverpool, having Virgil van Dijk in there. And then, of course, I really wasn't put off too much by the youngsters. It's Klopp magic, baby. It is absolutely Klopp magic. I'm a United fan, so I'm not going to sit here and say, I want to see them win the quadruple. But, it'd be kind of cool to see a team win the quadruple. I'm not actively rooting for it, but they went one step closer. They knocked off Southampton, and now they're in the quarterfinals. And that'll be up to a visit to Old Trafford to see if maybe Old Trafford and Man United can go ahead and put a stop to the quadruple. So, and then the last play there, Wolves and Brighton. Boy, that one stings. I mean, not only do you get a goal really early in the second minute, and then it's 88 minutes of stalemate, absolutely nothing, which is, what the stats looked like. It looked like super even teams. I waited till lineups came out to tweet that play. I looked at lineups and said, this is about as even as it gets. So, you get 88 minutes. It just had a rough opening. And when I mean rough opening, if you haven't seen the goal, Jason Steele, it's not a howler, but he doesn't handle the cross at all very well. He doesn't punch it out, and he also doesn't catch it. He just kind of lets it roll off his hand. It falls in the box, and then Lamina is able to run onto it and put it in the back of the net. So, not quite a howler, but goddamn, that's a full-on keeper mistake. You got to do one or the other, and he was caught in between of should I catch it, punch it? He does effing neither. And he just squanders a goal to Wolves, obviously, in the first couple minutes of that game. So, tough one right there. Tough one, because it played out to a stalemate. It played out to an absolute stalemate, that game. It's just, you get the keeper mistake, and it ruins a bet. So, tough one right there to go ahead and lose. Obviously, lose a little bit there on the day, but still positive on the week. We've got a lot of arbitrage money. I've already tweeted out a couple plays today. We'll, of course, add that to what we've got here on the screen, and that affords us to go ahead and make a lot of, arbitrage plays tonight in the NBA. So, Corey, what's going on, man? Happy Leap Day. Did you see Ferran Torres? Did you see the tweet that I think BR Football just sent out, Corey? Terran Flores was born September 29th of 2000, so he's 6 years old today. When do you celebrate your birthday? Do you celebrate it on the 28th or do you celebrate it on the 1st? What do you do if you're born on the 29th? Ferran Torres is 6 years old. What's up, Tim? Morning, my man. What's going on, buddy? What you up to on a Thursday, man? What's going on? What's going on? Let's throw some NBA same-game parlays there up on the screen. We, of course, on your left-hand side, we're locked into a TNT game that FanDuel makes us play. I went ahead and did Warriors-Knicks just because the Nuggets played yesterday, and we want to go ahead and avoid the back-to-the-back. Obviously, these are, all really good spots in terms of tailing a player if we're taking the overs. Draymond Green should certainly get over 6.5 rebounds as they're in the bottom third of the NBA in terms of rebounds allowed to the center position. Jalen Brunson, much of the same thing. They're in the bottom third in three-pointers allowed to the point guards. And Steph Curry, maybe he's not going to have the great shooting night, but certainly be able to dish the rock as they're really bad at defending the point guard from an assist standpoint. So we'll take his over 4.5 assists. If we make the other play there on BetMGM on the right-hand side. You can see we locked in on the Hawks in the Nets game right there. A good old Dorian Finney-Smith. And that, just putting him in that parlay just brought back vibes from a couple years ago when we were putting out NBA plays on a regular basis. He was a great fade all the time. Is Dorian Finney-Smith. Great defensive player. Not really the great on the offensive end. And you couple that with just a brutal spot here with going up against the Atlanta Hawks. So I'll take him to have under 2.5. Made 3-pointers in that game. Saddiq Bey should have a nice little night. So I'll take him to have 15 or more points. And DeJounte Murray should have a couple steals, I think, in this game. You know, they allowed 3.3 steals to the point guard position in the NBA, which is third worst in the NBA. Obviously, he slots into that point guard position with Trae Young out, so he should be able to take advantage of getting the steals that that the Nets are just really bad at allowing to the point guard position. So I'll take him to have 2 or more steals, and that one comes in at plus 575. So Francisco, welcome, my man. Let's ping Matt in here. I've got a bet to share, a couple bets to share, but they're all Premier League related. So, like, what's the rush if I give it out now or in 10 minutes when Matt joins me and we get his opinion there on Between the Posts? Let me know how you're betting today. I've, of course, got I got it up on the screen. Rennes is in action against, somebody you've never heard of in France. Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. That was a 1-0 game in the reverse fixture. I bet that one stays under. What's the juice they're charging you there on that Bilbao? That one's got to be a juicy under. That one should be juice to the under as opposed to juice to the over. And this Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid game. Let's see what they've got there. They have the under 2.5 at minus 140. So it should certainly be an unders, but I'm not going there. And then Sporting is taking on Benfica there in their little domestic game. But how often do we really bet the Portuguese league? So no reason to jump in on that today and get your ass bit. So I'll lay off the action today. This is all I'm going to have today. Risk-free opportunities. If both of those bets lose, we'll go ahead and, of course, get a free bet back on each of those platforms. So no real harm done right there. So let's give Matt a ring here, boys. And let's talk some Prem. Got Bayern in action tomorrow against Freiburg. Lazio in action against AC Milan. You love those leagues taking care of their teams because, of course, Bayern and Lazio hook up. Obviously, next week there in the Champions League, they get that return leg there. I do not think I'm still going to be pretty shocked. I still don't think Lazio is going to get an open play goal against Bayern. I know Bayern has been struggling. They did turn the corner a little bit there last week. Obviously, I said they weren't going to score at all, which is obviously out the window because they get that penalty. But hell, we got so fortunate the other day. Was that Monday to hit the both teams to score and Lazio Fiorentina? Lazio was awful. And if Bayern can show a little bit something here against Freiburg, that maybe they turn the corner. They got the win up against Leipzig last weekend, 2-1. I'd be interested to see Bayern's lineup though because Sané's out, Coman's out. Which is fine if they get Matthias Tell up in there. I really like watching Matthias Tell. So if they want to put him on up in there, Mueller and Musiala and with Harry Kane, like if that's their attacking forward tomorrow against Freiburg, pretty damn good. That may be pretty damn good. So we'll see right there. Let me give give Matt the old ring-a-ling-ling here. Ferran Torres, 6 years old today. That's some funny stuff. Matt said at 10:18 he'd be ready in 20 minutes. So he's probably going to give a ring here any second. Yeah. And obviously I've got some suggestions when I hook up with you tomorrow. I've got some suggestions on how you can obviously occupy your own time when we're unable to hang out. If the weather is great on Saturday, you got to go do the Architect boat tour there on the river. That is one of the best touristy things to do is float on the river. That's good stories. Yeah, that's you gotta get that. You gotta do that in on Saturday while you're just kind of hanging by yourself. You gotta do that. Let's get the dollar bills up for a strip. That's funny. That's funny. All right, Matt, where are you at? What are we betting, Matt? What are we betting here in the Premier League, Matt? What you got for me? Come on. I'm ready for you. Ready. Let's go. Did anybody bet these soccer games? Like, seriously, did anybody have a bet on these games? And of course, as Paul mentioned yesterday, the both teams scoring over 2.5 hit in Chelsea versus Leeds. Hell, that hit in the first half. I was just put off a little bit by Leeds lineup. So obviously, you could saw in the recap, I ended up not pulling the trigger on that one at all. So I just couldn't quite get there. Ross, my man, wonder where you been at. What's up, man? What's going on? What's up, man? How are you doing? How are you doing? Nice seeing you again, Ross. My man. My man. Over under a Matt selling bets out of the car. The back alley, actually. I don't know. He could be from the crib or from the car. Not sure where he's at. What do we got today? Brentford, Chelsea, Everton, West Ham, Brighton, Fulham, Wolves, Newcastle. That's gonna be an interesting one to get Matt's take on Newcastle because they were awful against Arsenal, awful against Blackburn, which that is unacceptable to be that bad against Championship side Blackburn. And they had Isak in there. They had Almiron. They had Bruno Guimaraes. They had Anthony Gordon in there, the goal scorer. Like they had a good. They should not have struggled against there. But they're at St. James's Park, and we know they are drastically different at St. James's Park. Can they turn up here at home against Wolves just because it's at St. James's Park? See if Matt likes a bet for that game. But I gotta maybe gonna have to see it one time and think that they've really turned the corner before I jump on them. I mean, this is yeah. I mean, I don't know though. It's at St. James. Newcastle in the league. We talk about their home and away form, and it's a real thing with that team. They're a 6th place team on the home table. Go filter the table by away games, and they fall to 14th. 14th. I mean, I knew obviously they're a home and away side, but I didn't think they were going to struggle that much against Blackburn. Like, damn, they're a championship team side. But yeah, they're home and away. They're at home against Wolves. Forest is at home against Liverpool. I would like to see Liverpool's lineup. I mean, you can throw youngsters out against Southampton when they're a championship side, and then they're also throwing their own youngsters. Okay, yeah, Liverpool's youngsters are training with damn good players. So. But I don't want to see those youngsters up against Forest. I don't want to see them up against Premier League caliber players. So Tottenham, they're finally back in action after their weekend off. Remember, their game was postponed to the EFL Cup final. They're taking on Crystal Palace. They should smoke Crystal Palace, absolutely roll them. And then Luton at home against Villa. Is Luton going to continue to be a tough side at home against these top 6 or so sides? Sunday's Burnley, Bournemouth. Probably be on the both teams to score in over 2.5. A game in which Vincent Kompany's screaming to be sacked. They're every game for them should be a full-on final. I'm looking up a price on that right quick. Can't get it. Can't get a price on that. Where's the price? There it is. -110. Yeah, you would expect Burnley to score at home. And Bournemouth should win the game. I mean, quite frankly, and they should be. That one's. You probably find a better price over on ESPN Bet, but I like that. And then City, Manchester Derby to go ahead and round out the week. City's taking on United. City taking on United. That City should absolutely roll. Absolutely roll. Glad to hear you're doing well, my man. Ow, F, double pink eye. Ow, man. Damn glad to have you back, but that sounds painful. Actually, pink eye swept through our house. A month or so ago. Emma got it, my wife. Noah got it. And Owen got it, my 2 sons. I didn't get it. And Emma was like, how the hell did you not get it? I said, well, I just put enough toxins in my body on a daily basis through alcohol that, shit don't affect me. I don't know how I didn't get it. I don't get it. Not going there. Not going there with them on the road. Not going there. I would just, bet the under. I don't even think it'll be all that sweaty. To be honest, I don't even think it'll be all that sweaty. Griezmann, he's out of the game, so you don't have to worry about, if you're a Bilbao perspective or if you're on the under, you got Griezmann out, so that's obviously a plus when you don't have Griezmann. So I can't quite get there. They're another side, and I don't know off the top of my head. Let me look here. Fish. Yeah, they're first on home table and they're eighth on away table. Not as drastic as Newcastle home and away, but they're another team where their home and away splits are pretty dramatic. Yeah, I don't want a piece of them on the road. It's to me, I'm either betting the under or I'm just staying away. Booze cures it all. All right, here's Matt ringing in. Let me throw this stuff off the screen. Let's suck him into the stream. And let's pop Matt in to talk some Premier League here. What's going on, Matt?
What is up, my dude?
I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, man, in a couple weeks, Matt's going to be pissed at me when United ruins the quadruple. Like, he's going to be so mad at me when the quadruple hopes just burst in flames when they visit Old Trafford in about a month. I'm sorry, Matt, but we're going to do it. We're going to ruin your quad.
Should United have gone through with that VAR stuff? I mean, what are we doing with the VAR, man? Like, it's the exact same foul as the one
The
that
Virgil.
I mean, it's
The
crazy.
exact same one in the EFL Cup final. That's why, like, sometimes I'll tweet, like, oh, we got screwed by VAR. And sometimes somebody will comment and be like, that's clearly offsides. Yeah, I get it, but you never know how VAR is going to rule this shit. Like, that, even though it looks offsides, like, you do not know how they're going to officiate fouls, handballs, offsides. You have no idea. So you're either happy or, really pissed off.
Yeah, no, that was a funky one.
Now, that's going to be a good game, though. Obviously, Liverpool should be, barring any more additional injuries, they should be healthy by the time that game rolls around in mid-March. So I'm expecting Liverpool to keep going on, obviously. I'm just busting little chops. They should keep it rolling.
No. It's a good one. I mean, it's they played 2 more times now this season at Old Trafford. So it's, you want Jurgen to be at Old Trafford again and see it and stuff. And hopefully we can win. But, yeah, I think it'll be good games.
Yep. All right, well, this weekend we've got hopefully 10 games that are going to be good to us this week in the Premier League. Let's go ahead and just jump right on to the action. You've got Brentford and Chelsea taking it on. Chelsea obviously getting by Leeds 3-2, which I was almost going to be on Leeds double chance yesterday. I would have been upset to lose that in the 90th minute with Gallagher, so good way to lay off there. But Brentford at home, that gives me confidence that we're going to get back to both teams to score in over 2.5 in this fixture here between Brentford and Chelsea. Obviously, Brentford's got enough offensive firepower to punish Chelsea, and I think Chelsea's got enough firepower to punish Brentford. So I like the classic both teams to score in over 2.5 here, Matt.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that Brentford can hang here, kind of like them on the double chance, but I would rather be with just goals angle. I think that, Tony is in great form right now. He's come back. He's looking sharper than ever, really. And that's going to be very key here going up against the Blues and a team that's been conceding goals, 2 goals against Leeds isn't great. They gave up a lot of chances. Yeah, I mean, who's looked really bad after his unbelievable performance against Man City is Disassi. He has been a disaster. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I don't know. His passing is really bad sometimes, and he gets the guys in trouble. I mean, look at Brentford, though, in the 3 last head-to-heads, 2 wins and a draw. So double chance looks pretty strong here if you like head-to-head betting. If you like form betting, then you don't want to go anywhere near Brentford because they are out of form. They've had some tough matchups, though, I think that anyone can say. At West Ham, we talked about West Ham's, they still have a really good home record. They lost at City in a tough, 1-0, no harm there, really. Lost to Liverpool. Did beat Wolves on the road, and then they played City again, and then they played Tottenham. So it's a both teams to score in over 2.5, and it's also probably a little bit of double chance here for me on Brentford.
Yeah, that Brentford form is scary. It's obviously really scary when it goes away. They've lost 8 of their last 9 away from the home ground. But this one's at home, so hopefully, the crowd can boot them. That form's got me too much off of trying to predict the side. You always talk about the head-to-head, though. That is a little staggering there when you look at Brentford's dominance here in this head-to-head. But I'm just going to be backing goals on this one. That's where I want to be on this one and fully expect both teams to oblige and come through for us and give us the cash. I think that one's going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah.
All right, Everton, since we've been talking, since we've been here last, they've obviously had their point reduction reduced from 10 to 6. So they've now come up out of the relegation, putting Luton back down in the drop. They're up to, I believe, 15th place. They're going to be at home taking on West Ham. West Ham that had finally had themselves a good game after 3 games of failing to score. They took it on Brentford midweek there and got them a nice 4 goals. Really, they just started really bright. I mean, they were really aggressive and pressuring Brentford. Obviously, they get the 2 quick goals in that game. It's going to be a lot tougher to replicate that on the road, and then a lot tougher to replicate that up against a Sean Dice team, which you know how he's going to play. They're not going to be able to put that pressure on them, like they were up against this Brentford side. So kind of like the under and kind of like West Ham kind of reverting back. Even though they showed it for a game, I just think they're going to struggle here up against Sean Dice's side, kind of like the under in this spot.
Yeah, this is this is a tough game. This is a tough game to call because West Ham kind of had that nice bounce back. Everton priced up as pretty, decent favorites here, plus 110.
West Ham is conceding ugly goals, which maybe somebody could be like, yeah, they're conceding really bad. Like, look at Brentford's first goal. But I just think Everton has nothing to take advantage of it, man. They are so bad offensively. I mean, they're just really bad. Really bad.
I know, like you kind of mentioned, like West Ham, they concede like ugly goals. Who scores some of the ugliest goals? It's like Everton. I mean, Everton, they don't ever make it look pretty. It's kind of a thump it up in the air, get crosses into the box. West Ham have struggled this year dealing with that kind of play. So slight lean for me towards Everton here, but I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, I definitely lean that. Maybe I will look up how many set pieces. I'll look that up maybe while you're talking. How many set pieces has West Ham allowed? Because if they've been struggling on set pieces, then they're going to be in trouble against the Sean Dice team. And Tarkowski would be the man I would target for an anytime goal scorer if that ends up being like a valuable stat.
It's been a lot. They're definitely in the bottom 5, I think, against in set pieces and all that stuff. So yeah, they really have been horrific defending them this year.
Yep. All right, Fulham, Brighton. Obviously, I watched Fulham's last game. They were taking on Manchester United, by far the better team. They deserved the 3 points. I got it late, but they deserved it. Brighton in action midweek, taking on Wolves. When I looked at that lineup, that's why I couldn't gravitate to, even though stats liked an over 2.5 and at both teams to score. I couldn't get there. That lineup's starting to get a little bit depleted, too much depleted for my lineup here. I like Fulham at home to kind of keep it going. I think they can carry that momentum that they were able to get at Old Trafford. They'll carry it into this one. This one feels like maybe like a 3-1. I think they can really hang it here to Brighton. So what are you thinking?
I totally agree. I think that this is a 2-unit play. Fulham, draw no bet, minus 110. This is worthy of something big. You get a nice rest advantage here as well, and you get Fulham at the Cottage, and Brighton coming off of a cup, match where they were beaten, less rest. I mean, they're so injury depleted too. Give me Fulham, draw no bet here for 2 units.
Yeah, you mentioned this game being at the Cottage. I mean, you've got a Fulham side that on home table, would be in 8th place. They're barely conceding a goal a game at home, 15 goals in 13 games. And then you look at Brighton and their 13 away matches, they've conceded 25. This is for the picking right here for Fulham to be able to keep it rolling. They're a really good home side here at the Cottage. So I agree. I don't see any real actually, no, I think Paulinho is actually still suspended because he was out against United. I think Paulinho may still be out. I need to check that up.
That he is, and that's one concern. I mean, you do look though. You want to look at the head-to-heads. Fulham haven't been beaten by Brighton in a long time. Since their championship days in 2017, all Premier League matches, draw no bet, as either pushed or cashed for Fulham.
The double chance is just way too juicy to jump on the double chance.
I think that the double chance is worthy of maybe a parlay look or trying to pair it with something else here, like I don't know, somebody's shots on target or something like that.
Yeah, I'm seeing it around minus 200, so you don't need much of something to maybe come along with that and bring it down. Okay, interesting. All right, so we both like Fulham. All right, cool. All right, Wolves and Newcastle. I was talking about this a little bit before you were able to join us, just their home and away splits. And how their home and away splits even carried over in midweek against Blackburn and a really strong lineup that Eddie Howe put out there. And they didn't do a damn thing. I mean, 70% possession, they only got 2 shots in the first half on 70% possession. Awful home and away splits. You're obviously going to get them at St. James's Park. But I just remember how bad they were against Blackburn and Arsenal. And I don't know if I'm willing to jump on it just because they're at St. James's Park. That's too much for me against Gary O'Neill. So I'm probably going to leave this one, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they haven't won here in a long time.
Newcastle, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they've gotten a couple draws recently at home.
Newcastle, they haven't won here at home in the Prem since 2023,
Yeah,
December
they're
16th. I think that this sets up really well for Wolves. Look at Wolves' away form in the Prem too. Just like in their last 6 matches, they have not been defeated on the road. And I think that they play so well on the counterattack. I think this is another good bet. Wolves double chance here.
gonna fade. I don't know if I can. Man, I hear you. I think this one also could be a draw. Like if you're trying to bet the money line, I mean, the teams are 9th and 10th in the table, 38, 37 points. Kind of like what we saw midweek against Brighton when you start to look at the stats. Yeah, Newcastle certainly scores more, but that's been curtailed here lately with their struggles and their lack of scoring. So if I'm on the money line, I'm just taking the draw, I think, on this one.
Yeah, yeah, I really like. I mean, Juan and Neto on the counter attack here. I think that Wolves avoid defeat, and you can find draw double chance at -110.
And I think he got hurt yesterday up against Brighton. He came off due to injury, so I don't know how. Obviously, it's a little too early to know, and we haven't heard from Gary O'Neill, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be available. And then if they do that, are they going to put Neto at the 9? Like that's not a 9-player at
Uh,
all. That's not.
yeah, I
That's a little bit of a concern.
I think it was Juan at the 9.
Well, not if he's still injured. I mean, like I said, he came off yesterday.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Let's see. Let's see what the injury table is saying.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, it looks like he is going to miss. So that is a problem.
That's
But
a
I
problem.
still trust. I still trust in those guys a little bit. I just think the Newcastle are in weird place right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why you would think that them at St. James is I'm going to back them, but nah. I think that one the plus 280 draw could be worth a little sprinkle there. Or to your point, maybe your Wolves double chance, Wolves plus a 1. Maybe you parlay that with your Fulham double chance. Kind of something along there. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or you parlay that Fulham double chance with what we're going to talk about next, that Tottenham money line. Tottenham money line against Crystal Palace. Don't let that 3-0 scoreline against Burnley fool you. They played most of that match with 10 men. It did Burnley at least 55 or so minutes. So they just got them down, wore them down, and then were able to bag some goals. So I like Tottenham right here at home at White Hart Lane. Still trying to figure it out. Palace up under the new manager as well. I like Tottenham. You want to talk about rest. They didn't play last week because they were supposed to play Liverpool, and obviously that match gets postponed. So I like Tottenham here at home at the White Hart Lane. They did lose recently, but before that, they had won off a 4-game win streak at home. So I like Spurs here at home.
Yeah, I think it'll be tough for Palace to score here. I kind of like Tottenham in under 4.5. I just think it's going to be really tough for Palace in this one. I agree with you on all fronts. I think Tottenham are a worthy parlay piece, and yeah, I like them Tottenham and under 4.5.
Yeah, they still don't have Olise, and they still don't have Guehi, and Eze may be back. I mean, that would certainly give them a good winger, a good wide player that they need, but there's no guarantee that if he's going to play, he's going to come right back on even into the starting 11. He may have to be eased back into it off the muscle injury with his thigh. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I like Tottenham though. I think that Tottenham Fulham double chance that could be a play. That could be a play, Matt.
Yeah, I think so.
That play. All right, why don't you kick it off here? Your boys are going to City Ground to take on Forest. What are you seeing with this one?
Well, yeah, you got to look at the injury table for sure and see what's going on there. Liverpool are just just battered right now, but I do think that they're going to get a couple pieces back here. I would think. Man, it's really hard to bet this one as of right now. I mean, you've got Darwin, Salah, Endo, Schobelschlei, all pretty questionable here. I think that you can see them probably on the bench, but I'm not sure if they'll start. And you hope that a couple of them do, and then maybe you can try to find a way to back Liverpool. Or I kind of like goals in this one, really, just in general. Like you look at Forest, I mean, they've been scoring bundles of goals ever since Nuno
Not
came in.
yesterday.
Yeah, not yesterday. I know.
Of
I
course, because
know.
I bet it. That's why they didn't score yesterday. Because I bet it. I look at the same stats you do. Oh, we scored 2 plus, a 9 of 13 under Nuno. We've done it twice against United this year. Shit, sign me up.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it's a no bet. I mean, you just
Yeah.
need more information. You need more information to be able to pull the trigger on this one. So on a Thursday afternoon, it's a little too early.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick with what I said yesterday, right? I gave you guys eventually a good plus money bet yesterday on that Liverpool game, that cash, but you got to wait for lineups. I mean, they're just too depleted right now. I don't have any confidence you can pull the trigger. Their youngsters can work up against Southampton's youngsters, but they ain't going to work up against Premier League caliber players. So I need to see
Yeah.
some of these senior players come in. So yeah, that's a no go for me in terms of a pre-match bet for sure. All right, what about Luton? Are they going to continue playing top six teams, tough at home with Villa coming into town, Matt?
I don't think so. I think that I'm looking at somebody here. I'm looking at Leon Bailey has been just kind of on fire. I know that you liked him in an anytime goal scoring kind of thing a few weeks ago. Some of his advanced numbers are really solid. You can find him uh, to score or assist at plus 100. I think that Luton's defense has just been getting blitzed recently. Luton just don't look like the same animal. I mean, they've been good at home. I do think that they'll probably be able to find a way to score here, but something Leon Bailey here, like a Leon Bailey ladder, is very interesting to me.
He's man, that's a price for him to be. Yeah, he's wow, I like that. He's about even money to score or assist.
Yeah, he's even money on FanDuel.
Is he? I know he hasn't been bagging goals lately, even though I took a stab at him. Has he been setting people up?
Yeah, yeah, his numbers are so solid for this bet. I mean, this is a must play. This is another big play I think on the weekend is Leon Bailey.
So he's had 24 appearances, 15 total goals and assists. Now some of those could obviously be in the same game.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And you're getting against a Luton defense right now that looks out of sorts.
I like it, Leon Bailey. Fine. Hmm. Even money? I like that, Matt. I like that. Okay, I do like that. All right, let's catch up. There's two more matches here on Sunday to go ahead and round out this week. Burnley taking on Bournemouth. Burnley, wow, they're calling for their manager to be sacked. Obviously, they are way off the drift. I mean, they're 11 points off the drift from safety. We know they're going out of the championship. I actually said the three teams that came up are be the three teams that go down, and those are the three teams right now in the relegation, the ones that came up. So, not going to be surprised when that certainly happens. I like Burnley though to get a goal here at home. Their backs are up against the wall. I like Bournemouth to get the 3 points, but I like this to be the both teams to score in over 2.5 with just Burnley having to absolutely fight for everything here coming. It'll come up short, but that's the way they're going to have to play. I like the classic both teams score in over 2.5. You know, they were bad against Palace when we look at their last game, but yeah, it was 55 minutes, and yet they still scored a goal with 10 men. VAR took it away from them because, of course, I was on that wager, so that's why VAR took it away. But 10 men still got a goal. I like the both teams
Yeah,
scoring over 2.5.
yeah. I don't really have a good read on this one, so this is like the Everton West Ham game for me. It was just kind of an easy breeze by. Don't have a good angle on this one, so yeah, I don't have any issue with that. I mean, Bournemouth they score goals. Burnley at home they got to go for it. So I think that you've got the right bet.
Yeah, they can see Burnley can see the ton where they're going to hit this. I mean, they can see a ton. Oh, they're so dreadful. Man, they really are dreadful. All right, Manchester Derby then rounds out the schedule here on Sunday at the Etihad. It does. Guardiola gave his guys Wednesday and Thursday off, so obviously a big rest advantage is going to come into this. The preparation advantage is going to come into this. The form advantages, I don't know. I mean, hell, we've got Ten Hag up for Manager of the Month. We've got Hoyland up for Player of the Month. So, I mean, United certainly, results-wise, I would say they're in good form. Performance-wise, like bad against Fulham, probably the worst of the season. Really not good yesterday, that great of against Forest. So results are definitely better than performance. Matt, over 2.5 team total here for City, and they're going to smash United here at home.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You texted me the other day on this one, and I have. The thing is I'm pissed. I wish that United were at full strength here. I think they could have given City a good fight, but then you look at the injury table: Shaw, bad injury; Lissandro Martinez, bad injury; Hoyland, just when he's rounding into form. You
Brutal.
need Hoyland in this one. He's out.
You
Harry
saw
Maguire.
yesterday. You saw yesterday. To speak on why you need Hoyland, did you see Rashford has no ability to get a ball, get a long ball, and hold up play and let the guys come up into attack. He has no ability to hold it up. This is a Man City clean sheet too, because Rashford is going to be your number 9, and they're not going to score a damn thing tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a Man City all the way. So, yeah,
Wait,
Man City should have no problem in this one whatsoever.
anywhere you want to carve it up. All right, was there a Monday game and I just forgot to write it down? Let me look here
I
real
don't
quick.
think there is.
There is a Monday game. Sheffield
Okay.
United at home against Arsenal, who may have had a blip in the Champions League, but boy, do they come right back to their Premier League form. I won't have a bet for that one because it's on Monday, but that's an Arsenal. I don't know. I could take a peek at their team total, but they're going to smash Sheffield. They're going to absolutely demolish them.
Yeah, yeah. This one,
Yeah.
it's hard to scrap out the value in this one, really, unless you like go towards maybe anytime goal scorer markets and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think they're going to probably batter Sheffield, and this one could get ugly.
I'm going to look at their team total over 2.5, the same play that I'm going to give out here for City. This cover in their last 2. I remember watching this one with my Arsenal friend last season. They're the away side. Over 2.5 is minus 130. They're covering that.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to price shop here some bets, fellas, but I do have this one I can give now because that one has been purchased. But I'm going to need a price shop. The Burnley Bournemouth over 2.5 and both teams to score. I am going to do that Fulham double chance, and I'm going to parlay that with Tottenham money line. While I do some of that, Matt, I don't know. Do you have anything? You've certainly got.
Yeah, I do. I like this card. I like Leon Bailey to score or assist, plus 100 on FanDuel. I like Wolves double chance, minus 110. I like Fulham draw no bet against Brighton. It's probably one of my stronger looks. And Man City team total over 2.5.
Okay, cool. All right. The best price for that Burnley Bournemouth over 2.5 and both teams to score is even money over on ESPN Bet. So we'll make that official bet. Now we just need to price shop this little 2-legged parlay. I'm going to do the Fulham double chance. I don't want to bet for a push. Oh yeah, and then I'm doing Brentford Chelsea as well. Let me look that one up. I'm doing that one as well. Let me look that one up. Brentford Chelsea. We're getting goals in this one. That one is, man, hopefully you guys have ESPN Bet. They, for this market, always the best for some reason. Not quite sure. But no complaints. Brentford, Chelsea.
I think I got a little goal scoring parlay too. Tony, Bailey. We'll go with Holland.
Dude, that has got to be so juicy of him at home. He's getting a brace. Let me tell you. What were those 3 players? I'm just curious who you said. You said Holland to who?
I mean, Holland's only minus 200, so that's better than what I thought it would be. Holland, Tony, and Leon Bailey.
I think I'm going to tail your Leon Bailey one here. I think I'm coming along for the ride here. I'm coming along. Even money. Yeah, I'm along for the ride. All right, I'll throw these up here on the screen. I've got everything price shopped. Man, if you do, Matt, let's say if we do get the lineup that you like, are you doing Liverpool money line with both teams to score? That's how confident you are in Forest. That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, exactly. That's the pivot. The pivot in Liverpool Forest, if you get a good Liverpool lineup, is like it's like plus 175 on Liverpool to win and both teams to score.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, that one's for sure a lineup checker. All right, throw these up on the bets. We got some bets. Nice, Matt. And you're excited about the card. Whenever not only are we on a little bit of a heater in general, but whenever you get excited about a card, we always just sit here the next week and we're just counting bills. So
Let's do it.
Hopefully you grab those bets that Matt threw out there. Those are the ones I'm going to go and throw out there. That Man City team total. It'll be that classic over 2.5 and both teams to score. And Burnley, Bournemouth, Brentford, Chelsea. I will take that Fulham on the double chance parlay with Tottenham money line. And I'll do your Leon Bailey. I like it. They should be more than successful here against Luton. So I'll ride with that one later with you, Matt.
Let's go.
All right. Appreciate you guys hanging with us here, breaking down another week there in the Premier League. We'll, of course, be back next week at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks for hanging with us. Matt, good luck this week. Enjoy the games. Catch up with you next week.
Yep.